Okay guys, welcome to the part 4 of this piano tutorial. So we are in the key of C. This is the final part, and I hope you guys have been following from part 1, part 2, part 3. If you haven't watched, please go back and watch the part 1 so that you can understand all that we'll be talking about since the lecture 1. Okay, now how to play piano part 4, the final class. We are still on the key of C. So today what I'm going to be sharing is simply advanced chords. Well, not too advanced chord, but a little bit away from the basic chord which I've shown you before. Remember I showed you guys the C major chord. Showed you guys the C major chord, which is C, E, and G. Now I want to show you the major 7 chord. If this is C, now if you add a B to it, it's a major 7th chord. So the C major 7th chord is your C, E, G, B, which is your Do, Mi, So, Ti. Remember, this is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Now your major 7th is your Do, Mi, So, Ti. Do, Mi, So, Ti. And now there's what is called dominant 7th. Now, remember I also showed you guys Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. And there's something I didn't tell you guys, which is why I'm doing this part 4, so I'm going to expose it now. In music, there's what is called accidentals. If you look at the key of C, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, they are not in the scale of C, but they appear in the keyboard. So now, this is called dimorphisito. It's called dimorphisito. Now, it's C sharp normally when you want to call it in relation to tune, in relation to the name of keys. But when you want to call it in relation to the key of C, as in Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, you have to call it dimorphisito. But if you want to call it in relation to the name of keys, you cannot call it dimorphisito, because this note you are calling D is actually the Do of the key of C sharp, which is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. So you can't call it dimorphisito on the key of C sharp. C sharp has its own dimorphisito. So whenever you are on a key, okay, now let's go back to the key of C. When you are playing it as Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, after your Do, what you will sound is D, then your Re, Mo, Mi, Fa, Fi, Sol, Si, La, Do, Ti, Do. Are you guys seeing it? So now I'm going to share all the chords. Your Do chord on the key of C, Do, Mi, So, your C, G. Your Re chord, Re, Fa, La. Your Mi chord, Mi, So, Ti. Your Fa chord, Fa, La, Do. Your So chord, So, Ti, Re. Your La chord, La, Do, Mi. Your Ti chord, Ti, Re, Fa. And back to your Do chord, Do, Mi, So. Remember I taught you guys inversion. So each one of these chords, they can all be inverted. That's that for your Do, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do on chord. And now, I want to share with us what's called diminished chords. Now if you go to the key of C, this is your Do, Mi, So. If you want to get your diminished chord, all you have to do is to flat your 3rd and your 5th, which is your Mi and your So, by half step. It's your diminish, which is your C, D sharp and F sharp. But if you want to call it in relation to the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, you can call it Do, Mo, Fi. But if you want to use this chord, it's better you use it the other way around, which is diminished 7. So I will show you guys how to get diminished 7. After locating the diminish, which you just did by flattening the 3rd and the 5th, remember your La, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. If you add a La to it, it becomes your diminished 7th. So if you have, let me just call it in terms of notes now. You have C, D sharp, F sharp, and the A. This is your diminished seventh on the key of C. And what I want you guys to do is to move these chords half step till you get to the key of C again. Something like this. You go to the key of C, then you go to the key of C sharp. You go to the key of D. You go to the key of D sharp. You go to the key of E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. So you get to the key of C again. Now, let's do a little exercise here. Remember, after this lecture, you're all supposed to be playing songs on the key of C. Remember, I showed you guys chords. This is your La, which is your C. Then you go to your 4. C major. So this progression is basically La, Fa, Do, So. I've played it before, and I've taught you guys pentatonic scale. So what I want to show you is how to use the pentatonic scale inside the chord. That I'm soloing with just my pentatonics. Okay, now let's go to blues. Okay, now blues scale. Blues scale is your pentatonic scale in the relative minor key. Okay, now we're in the key of C. To get the relative minor, all we have to do is flat the third, which is this key, the key of D sharp. The relative minor to the key of C, which is, if you want to get the blues scale of the key of C, all you just have to do is to play the pentatonic scale of the key of your D sharp. Now let's go to the key of D sharp. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And what is pentatonic scale? Do, re, mi, sol, la, which is do, re, mi, sol, la, do, la, sol, mi, re, do, on the key of D sharp. And your pentatonic scale on your key of C, don't mistake it for the pentatonic scale of the key of your D sharp. Look at the pentatonic scale on the key of C. Now, if for example they are playing songs like, let me say, like there's a song like "Oh Happy Day." Most songs that go from your 1 to your 4. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. Songs like this, you can use your blues scale. Songs that go from the 1 to the 4. And I'll show you chords to use. You don't just use the normal major chord. Do, but you can still use it. But this is where the dominant 7 chord comes in place. Remember I showed the dominant 7. Do, mi. Okay, I showed you major 7. Okay, let me introduce the dominant 7. Your dominant 7 is simply your major chord. Then, remember the major 7 chord I showed you? Flat the major 7. This one that made it major 7 chord. Flat it by half step, which is your C, E, G, and A sharp. This is your dominant chord on the key of C, your Do dominant chord. That same principle applies when you go to your Fa, which is your F. This is the major 7th of your F, which is major of your Fa chord on the key of C. If you want to get the dominant 7, all you have to do is just flat it by half step. Now, you play the chord with your left hand. You can see. Or if you don't want to play it with your left hand, you can play it with your right hand. Or you can play the other way around, the way chord try to. If you are holding this chord, all you have to do is invert it. This is your Do now, right? This is your Mi. Remember, Do, Mi, So, To. Now you have to remove the So, remove the Do. Now your left hand is on mi and do. You can see that. Now this is the one for the F, do, fa, la, do, and this is the D, which is the F, A, C, and the D sharp. You can also invert this chord and bring it back here. Are you seeing it? And this note also, which means you can just play 2 notes. Then your bass player, because there's always a bassist playing, so you just playing the C and the F, do, and the fa. All you just have to do is play your major, your do, and you play your fa, or you can play the inversion. Now this is how it sounds like. Now how to use the scale. When the song is going like that, all you have to do is solo with your blues scale. Okay, you can also solo with your pentatonics, but you can also solo with your pentatonic minor, which is your blues scale. Are you seeing this? So I'm just soloing my pentatonic minor now, and I'll also solo my pentatonic major. Now let me start with major pentatonic. Now I'm going to the pentatonic minor. You can see it. So I'll play it slow. Pentatonic minor. That's what the pentatonic minor can do, which is your do, re, mi, so, la, do on the key of D sharp. So whenever I'm playing songs that go from the 1 to the 4, like maybe I'm just jazzing it to happy day. Oh, happy day. Remember the scale. Pentatonic major. Do, re, mi, so, la, do. Pentatonic minor. Do, re, mi, so, la, do of your relative minor key. Or if you want to call it in relation to the key you are playing on, it will be do, do, mo, fa, so, to, do. Do, mo, fa, so, to, do. So, so, fa, mo, do. Remember this called diminished 7th, which I showed you. If, for example, songs, they are playing songs and you're on the, let me say you're on the 1, the song is going to the 4, and you want to go to the La, which is the 6th, you can just take the diminished 7 of your flat 6, which is your Z now, because I've told you guys it's D, Morphy, Z, to. This song is going. Okay, now 1, 4. Then I go to my flat 6th to my 6th through diminished 7 chord. That's that for diminished 7th, and I've showed you guys pentatonic minor. Now I want to give you guys exercises to still be increasing your speed. There's chromatic scale exercise. I've not showed you guys chromatic scale exercise, which is this your 3 fingers and this your 2 fingers. Now this is my right hand. This is the key of B now, the B note. This your thumb will play this B, your thumb will play F. Also your thumb will play B, and your thumb will also play E. So it will be like this. Just observe my hand. Then the same way you approach the phone, that's the same way you go back. Just observe my hands very slowly. Because you are meant to be doing it like this. Because that will boost your speed. You have to take it slow first. So with that exercise, your right hand will be having more force, more grip on the keyboard. More force and more grip. So let me show you guys minor chords. This chord that I would call the La, I would call the sixth. It's actually a minor chord. If you look, this is our C major, right? And I showed you guys before that if you want to get minor, all you have to do is flat the third, get minor. So the Do chord is actually a major, which I've taught you guys before. Fa chords a major, the So chord is a major. But I didn't tell you guys the type of chord La is. La is a minor chord. Because if you look, this is the key of A, it's A minor. And if you want to play the major scale of A, it would be Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re. So you can see the Do, Mi, So of the key of A. So we just flatten the third. So you can see that the La chord on the key of C is actually A minor. So that same principle applies to the key of D, the key of C on your Re. Your Re is actually D minor chord. And this is the D major, and this is the D minor chord. And your Mi on the key of C is actually the E minor chord. You guys can see that. So, and this is the E major, E minor chord. Then your T is just the diminished on the key of D. So what I want you guys to be doing, because now I've shared a lot of piano stuff to you guys, so you can start playing songs with the chord I've shown you. Whenever you hear a song, always try to play along with the chords. You first of all listen, because piano cannot be taught in one day. There are other topics to cover, but this is just the foundation to give you a strong foundation on the keyboard. This is just a basic, a beginner's guide to learn the keyboard so that you can know more about the piano. You won't be called a novice whenever you come across the keyboard. So this is your Do, your 1 chord, your 2 chord, then your 6th, 7th, and your 1 again. So I want you guys to be playing all songs with these chords, and I'm showing you now. And also your major 7, your dominant 7th, your diminished. So thanks guys, I really appreciate you guys for following up this tutorial. So let me give you guys another hand exercise. These exercises I'm sharing with you, they are the secrets to my speed. So if you guys do this exercise, you have a lot of speed. Okay, there's what is called arpeggio. Let me just ship that into this lecture. Let's go now to the key of let's say C sharp minor. That's a song. Fantasy impromptu. My pedal was actually flopping here, so sorry for the pedal. Now, that song was actually done on C sharp minor. Look at the arpeggios. These arpeggios will open your hands. This is the key of C sharp. This is G sharp. This is C sharp. This is E again. You can just be doing this at home. For your left arm, because this is how the song started. Guys, that's how the song started. You can see all these keys. So for you, in order for you to do all these things, you have to develop all this kind of arpeggio. You have to open your hands. You can see that. So just do this exercise. Guys and see it. So thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for following up. Please stick to the channel because more other piano tutorials are going to be dropping every week, and I promise you guys I'll be dropping tutorials every week to help boost your piano skills. So just enjoy this tune.